Well done, Azu. Thou hast rescued one of the 3 holy sages. Yep, you're welcome. Ah, the great city of Cantillon, far-famed resting place of the legendary auroral armor. Oh yeah, I think I worn it once. But of course, the armor, if thou art to achieve thine aims, thou must need to learn more of this suit of sacred mail. Tis duty a sage reveal its secrets to thee. Shouldst thou but fell that monster, thy roles of builder Alcor would be all but fulfilled. All this I have seen in my visions, but are yet hazy. When I know more, I'll inform thee forthwith. Azu, my boy, thy sacred duty is almost at an end. Thou must endure only a little longer. Okay, so talk to him. Talk to the princess. Wait, where are you going? Azu, my hero, thou hast rescued the 3 holy sages. All 3 are friends of thine, are they not? I sense mighty bonds of fellowship between you. Almighty Rubus. The sages here bring 3 sacred artifacts. The artifacts which must reconstruct the ancient altar and thus the rainbow drop by vouchsafing their safe arrival. Thou hast brought the sacred duty. Prepare for the Dragon Lord's downfall, one step closer to completion. Also, I've been thinking about the sacred duty of yours as of late. The goddess did reveal to me that thou art not the hero who is destined to slay the Dragon Lord, and yet I cannot help but feel that with the powers thou wields, thou art abundantly big enough to achieve just that. Indeed, 'twould seem that all thy friends are certain the Dragon Lord's destruction will come at thy hand. However, Merlin the seer doth insist that each and every one of us hath a predetermined path in life, and 'tis not our place to go against the heaven-sent guidance of the goddess. Verily there is truth in his words. I thank thee for delivering the 3 holy sages from their plights. For now at least, let us concentrate our efforts on rebuilding this castle and making it ready for the day of the Dragon Lord's destruction. Let's see what they want. Oh, Azu, so wonderful living alongside you again. Feels like a dream. I feel that, though it may not feel that way to you. After all, you have an incredibly important mission to fulfill. Nothing less than defeat the Dragon Lord. I'm sure there'll be times where you feel terribly tired, both in your body and your soul. When those times come, I'll do everything I can to ease your pain. But first of all, I want you to do something for me. No, for everyone. Don't you think it'd be ever helpful if we had a special room in this castle to rest and recuperate, not just physically, but spiritually too? Back in Rimodar, I saw many sights that were so utterly awful they made my eyes spin and my stomach turn. Whenever I thought things couldn't get worse, I took strength from my faith and gathered the will to persevere in my mission. Everyone's fighting so hard to protect this place. If we had a room set aside where they could find a little peace, I think it would help them in the same way. Here, Azu, I've drawn a picture of the kind of thing I'm thinking of. I'd be ever so grateful if you could build it for me. No, great. I think I've already built an inn for everybody. Hostel. This castle of yours is coming along splendidly. At this rate, it may soon put even Cantillon to shame. But enough small talk. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but delivering the ancient emblem wasn't my only reason for coming here. I also have to teach you how to forge the fabled armor. Yeah, you've said that before. Yeah, we already know. We've been through it. We've been through the first chapter. Watch out, Ozzy, ready to give that Dragon a proper walloping? Yep, the legendary sword. Sword of Kings. Hers was more brief. does not degrade with use. Oh my gosh. Mystical metal attack does not degrade with use. Did you see that? I sure did. You know what? I might want that sword then. What are you? Oh, you're Tristan. Okay, you're okay. I have an urgent matter to discuss with you regarding the princess. As well knowest, the princess is kind and gentle creature who happy break bread with even her lowliest subject. But one of her sleeping quarters. 'Tis hardly fitting that her majesty should be forced to sleep in such ignoble surroundings, wherefore I pray thee I build her a bedroom fit for her station. Naturally, the princess knoweth not of this request. She is far too humble to demand aught for herself, especially in such dire times as these. And yet I must. It is my sacred duty as a knight of Tantegel to ensure my princess's comfort and security. Okay, yeah, more rooms. Fit for a princess. Build it right over there. No, I'll build it wherever I want. Princess-sized bed. Wow, okay. Guess we got a lot of building to do. This is the Tentacle Sanctuary. There's, I haven't been in here yet, so there must be some interesting treasure. Let's descend. Be spooky down here. Oh, come on, I hit you. There we go. Oh, dropped a key. And we're through. It's not a key. Oh, hello. Okay. Easy peasy. Whaler's mail. Oh, interesting. Ooh, spooky. There's a well in the middle of all this. No, don't mess with wells. I'm just gonna take this whole stuff. This is probably a tomb full of people's things. Oh, hi. Oh, nice. Good furniture. Okay, here we go. Oh, just great. Do you not know where I was? Oh my gosh. Now they start doing that? Ring of Criticality. Brings up the best in its bearer. I think the critical would be nice. 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 Those crits are landing more often. How to get in there? Is there a door? Baths. And a sink? We're taking the sink. We're taking everything, even the sink. Some of these would be nice. Ooh, we can build my armory that one guy wanted. Music getting spooky does not help. It is actually kind of dark in here. Oh. Here we go. Nice. 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 The ring is actually increasing the ratio, I see. Immensely. What? The passages of the journal are covered in large scratching writing as it turns to the last entry. Wherefore doth his majesty refuse us? This may be our last chance to turn the tables against the Dragon Lord's army. And yet in his unfathomable foolishness he doth refuse to take advantage of the powers we have unearthed. 'Tis ever the king's prerogative to give short shrift to that he doth not understand, but by this ill-timed intransigence I fear he hath doomed. The rest of the page has been torn away. Oh, guess I should have came here first. Azu hears an unsettling voice inside his head. Turn back, before it is too late. Sully not thy hands with this accursed item, lest thou be sorry. Even shouldst thou use its power to drive out the Dragon Lord, the curse will return upon thine head 1,000-fold. Turn back, I prithee, turn back. The strange voice falls silent. As it comes to a sentence, he finds a bizarrely shaped sword in his equipment bag. The Sword of Ruin. An unwieldy weapon with a strange and sinister shape. It emits an ominous aura. Wait. It emits an ominous aura. Attack plus 50. Alright. We can't just get out of here, huh? Oh. Haven't actually gone through this yet? Oh, and... okay. I guess we shall figure it out. Oh, hey. Cool. Possibly the last treasure? Thanatos shield. Thanatos? And emits an ominous aura. Oh my goodness. 3 items containing an ominous aura. Okay, I'm out. So, I built the room for the princess, like as requested. Okay. That not done? What's missing? Confound it. No, I'll put it back as soon as I'm done. There we go. The hostile blueprint is finished. Okay. There. Third room done. Is it not? Okay. Goddess be praised, it's even more beautiful than I imagined it. Thank you, Azu. Now the people of Tantegel have a sanctuary from all this danger and darkness. Speaking of darkness, there's something I've been meaning to ask you about. I've heard rumor about a young warrior who set out from Tantegel long ago to fight the Dragon Lord, the hated king of the monsters. The story goes that the Dragon Lord asked the warrior to join him in return for half the world, and the warrior answered yes. And that's how this bleak and benighted world came into existence. Is it? It's not Grains, is it? The guy that was in the book? What I don't understand is why the warrior would agree to the Dragon Lord's offer. They say he was a scion of a legendary hero. Had he only seen out his mission till the end, he would have become a great hero himself. And yet, he chose to turn his back on that goodness and that glory and accepted the offer of the great deceiver himself. Did he truly believe the Dragon Lord would part with half the world so easily? The poor fool. Though he committed a great sin when he went against the goddess's guidance, I'm sure he had his reasons. If that warrior were still alive today, I'd ever be so keen to meet him. Perhaps I could convince him to return to the righteous path. Oh, I nearly forgot. My grandfather asked me to give you this. It's a secret recipe for a medicine with miraculous healing properties. You might very well need it if you're going to fight the Dragon Lord yourself. She gave me a ruby. Oh. Oh, there, yeah. That's the holy medicine from Rimaldar. What are you guys doing out there? Oh, there's someone else I need to talk to. Oh, you. Fine work, Azu. Verily, thou hast built a bedroom fit for a princess. I am sure her majesty will be as pleased as I am. 'Tis beyond a doubt that thou art the carpenter, nay, the builder of legend. Yeah, I know. I don't know what a freaking carpenter is. Well, not me. I know what a carpenter is. My avatar does not. Now that I think about it, Azu, thou art most peculiar fellow. I heard many a rumor about thee. For instance, 'tis said thou growest no stronger no matter how many enemies thou defeatest. That thou can't see ghosts. That thou canst see ghosts. Can speak with monsters. What thou art entirely lacking in manners and bodily warmth and pecs. Okay, I get it. You don't have to be a butt like everyone else is here, and yet the thing I find most peculiar about thee is that thou speakest to me in my sleep. No, I don't. You must be dreaming. Never before I met anyone so insensible as to address someone while they were sleeping. I did not. And yet, the moment I hear thy voice, I cannot help but leap to my feet. Azu, art thou truly a normal human, or... By the goddess, can it be true? Art thou in fact a figment of mine imagination that I can only see and hear? Eek, plague me no more, foul spectre. Oh, and thanks for building the bedroom. Okay, I hate you now. Oh, yeah, I think I have enough material to build the two equipment. Do I not? Need magic die for that. And then the Sword of Kings. Oh, hi. By my towering cheekbones, you rebuilt the Aurora armor. Can I try it on, Azu? I've always wondered what I'd look like if I were a hero. Sure. What? You'd never be able to get the stink out? Honestly, Azu, you haven't changed since the very first moment. Well, my avatar is so rude. Whatever pops into your mind flies straight out of your mouth. You'd think a servant of the goddess would be a little more prudent with their words, particularly with dealing with sensitive souls. I don't know whether to put it down to mere naivety or something else. I don't know. My avatar is dumb. But never mind, I like that you can speak your mind to me, Azu. It shows what great friends we are. Wahaha. By the way, Azu, does that old fool Merlin always act like he knows better than anyone else? He even went as far to say that you aren't the one who's going to defeat the Dragon Lord. I don't know. But you're the only one in the whole world who could possibly do it. Even I know that. So whatever you do, Azu, don't listen to that silly old man. I want to see this world bathed in light again. I know that Pippa and LaRouche and everyone else back in Counseling are all eagerly awaiting the day that Alefgard knows true peace once more. Oh, and one more thing. You rebuilt the Aurora armor, but don't you think it's a little lacking on its own? Wouldn't the great big shield just be the thing to really set the ensemble off? Have a think about it and see what you can come up with. Gold. A hero's shield. Take no damage from poison or lava. The Sword of Kings. That's the next one. Where's Barbella? Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, you came to me. Blimey O'Reilly, that's the Sword of Kings alright. Nice one, Azu. You're one step closer to taking down the Dragon Lord. Oh, and while we're on the subject of fighting the good fight, do you mind if I give that old codger Merlin and his two stupid knights a punch up the bracket? Go for it. Those stuck-up snobs keep calling you the carpenter and saying it ain't your proper place to take down the Dragon Lord. Who gives a flying plumberry about whose place it is? Who do they think they are, telling everyone what they can or can't do? The only person who gets to decide that is you. I've never gotten on with all this talk of oracles and divine messengers and all that rubbish. I give it to you straight, Azu. I didn't come here because some poxy goddess sent me. Dang, I came here to give you the Sunstone and teach you how to forge the Sword of Kings, and that's that. Ah, those posh prats got me all riled up. It's times like these I could really do with a nice hot bath. As soon as the Dragon Lord's done with the world's peace again, you can come back with me to Cole and we can both have a good long soak. Baird, Cecile, and all the boys are waiting for you. If you're lucky, maybe even the Galileo show his smug old mug again. Dang, dude. Oh, you know, you're alright. Oh, he's got request. Well, admit, the twould seem thy preparations for the Dragon Lord Starfall are nigh complete. Thou hast gathered the ancient emblem, the Staff of Brain, and the Sunstone. With these three artifacts, thou canst construct the long-lost ancient altar. Only by the power of this altar the sacred rainbow drop might be rebuilt, and the path to the Dragon Lord's Isle of Evil be opened once more. Thou hast forged the Sword of Kings and the Aurora armor and the legendary arms of the true hero of Alefgard. Whenever such a hero should appear in this world, these arms will serve him well in his battle against the Dragon Lord. There is but one duty that remaineth before the role allotted unto thee by Almighty Rubus is finally fulfilled. Thou must need to recover the crystal from which the rainbow drop is to be fashioned, and offer it up to the ancient altar. Long have I labored to divine how thou wilt obtain this sacred crystal at last. The secret hath revealed itself unto me. I have seen thou wilt craft the ultimate key that will open the doors of darkness behind which the crystal is hidden. And I have seen the ultimate enemy that doth await thee there. Ozzy, my boy, before thou departest to beard this mighty foe and fulfill thy destiny, what sayest thou to making this castle a tiny more splendor it is? I probably went past that quest already. Look, the momentous task, and I am warned that the town's revival may already be assured. Ah, yes, just as I foresee it. Yep, in the beginning thou wert sore abashed to have the sacred duty thrust upon thee, and didst attempt to rebel against thy fate, didst thou not? I don't know what you're talking about. Time of resistance over. Soon thy sacred duty will be complete in this way. You've already said that. You've already said that like twice already. I mean, I wasn't really counting. I could be wrong. Ugh, you've already said that too. Has assembled the egg required to build. You've already said this. Old man, it's time to move on. Just by a matter of time before the town and castle are restored to their former glory. You said that too. To rebuild the. You've already said this. It's time to move on, old man. What else do you need? Thou art so overcome in emotion to hear such happy news. No, I'm annoyed. You're talking too much, and now you're prattling on. Nonsense. Darker and danker like any other. What more is guarded by a source of darkness itself, who is not like to part with it by any other means than by force of arms. The monster who doth lurk in this deep dank darkness will be thy final foe. I know what not manner of fiend he is, but for the sake of all that is good and holy, I bid thee put him to the sword. The doors to the darkness, which I have already covered one part. Bravely venture into ultimate enemy, defeat him. Rainbow drops. Ah, here we go. What do you know? I have the stuff.